I do get this sense of this son, a little bit different, still young whenever he passes, but I still feel this, and I still feel he would have been living at home at the time with his mother, but he is showing me that mum and him would have been having some disagreements and arguments, and there was a wee bit of tension between the two of them because of the lifestyle that he was choosing for himself all around that period. So certain friends that he was interconnecting with, I don't feel mum would have been too pleased about. And as a protector, of course, you know, she's going to try her best to kind of keep him on the right path. But I feel he was a wee bit, he's one of them fellas that maybe was a little bit stubborn in his own ways. But he loves his mummy. Oh, he loves his mummy, that's why he's here. But we'll get to the whole story in a wee minute. But just as an opening line, can anybody just relate to my first pieces? And then we'll go with that. How are you, gorgeous? So, say a wee hello again to me.
Hello.
That's it, just so we hear your voice. Because you know, when I hear the voices of the individuals that your loved ones want to communicate, it strengthens the connection, you see. Now, the first memories that your son is bringing me to, lovely, is this issue that you and him were having just before he passes. Now, I'm not saying it was just before, yes, there was, because he remembers before he passed, the two of you weren't on the best speaking terms. Do you relate to that?
Yeah.
And would you also recall where even the weeks and the months leading up to his passing, where the two of you were like locking heads together, where you couldn't see eye to eye?
Yeah.
Because he wants to firstly say that he is sorry to you. He's just saying, will you let my mum know I'm sorry? And the reason why is because he feels that you feel guilty, because I'm going to be honest, my lovely, I feel that he feels that he had a part to play in taking his own life.
Yeah.
And he knows that, and he's saying as a mother, because the two of you had fallen out and disagreed with one another, that you feel like if I hadn't said X, Y, or Z, or if I hadn't done something, or if I had done something different, maybe things could have been different for him. It's nearly you think that you're responsible for his passing.
I agree.
And he just went, Mummy, you are not responsible for my passing. He says, it was the drugs. It's not you. It was the drugs. That's what put his head away. Because your lad was a good lad.
Yeah.
And I mean a real good lad.
Yeah.
And he had a heart of gold. But unfortunately, he got a little bit too caught up with individuals and he changed different friendships. And you could see the changes in him as an individual.
Yeah.
You know, you could see personality changes, weight loss, the way that he was dressing, you know, the way he was coming in after a few days of partying and clean and unshaven and, you know, looking really withdrawn and pale. And, do you get me?
Yeah, definitely.
When you knew you couldn't touch base with him, and it's not to say you were writing messages and trying to make phone calls, but his phone was off because he lost his phone.
Yes.
On lots of occasions.
Yes.
I know he did, and because he had to keep getting different numbers, and then you were trying to keep up thinking, was that the right number? Because he lost his phone last week. You know, what is he doing with all these phones, by the way, anyway?
Every week.
What is he doing with all these phones? This is what you used to think. And again, I felt, am I right in saying you have another daughter as well?
I just have Rita, yeah.
Okay, because he's saying here about your lovely daughter, and he says, will you tell her hello from me?
Oh.
But I don't think she's here tonight.
No, she's only 3.
Well, no wonder, that's alright.
He was mad about her.
Well, because he's just saying, will you tell her hello from me?
Yeah.
And he still is mad for it, so you know that?
Because he's 2 smaller brothers, but yes.
Well, don't tell me anything.
Sorry. But he did it a long time for the other sister.
Okay. Well, he's acknowledging his sister. He just said, will you give her a big hello for me? That was the words he used. But your son wants to get the message to you really clearly and let you know, not just that his soul and his presence and his love to you is as stable and as steady as ever, but more importantly that he is sorry for the way that he treated you previous. And he says, no, you didn't deserve that, because all you did, you gave him money constantly, even though you knew where that money was going at times, and you didn't want to fund his wee habits and what he was up to. And see, years ago, and I know he is only young when he passes, but even, you know, a good few years before that, do you remember if your son tried to make up a couple of raps?
Aye.
Do you remember where he tried to put one of them raps onto YouTube?
I don't know about YouTube, but I've come across wrecks right where they moved out, and his father would have wrecked.
His dad was a robber.
Mm.
Okay, but loving it.
But these were not together.
But you get that your son, he tried, and if you came across
Yes.
different rocks that he would have written down, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Aye.
Can I just say to you, I feel that there is a rock that your son recorded and put on the YouTube, but he was only around about 12, 13 at the time.
I'll see and find that out.
Alright, so you'll remember that being shared.
Yeah.
But I just know he loved Eminem. I just know he did, and I know that he used to, but he knew every single word. So he did, do you get me?
Yeah.
And he's also saying here, up the stairs when he was like having a wee smoke, the Eminem, the music was blasting, and you'd be, as much as you were all annoyed, same time you know you're really safe.
Aye,
I
exactly.
know where he is.
That's exactly.
At least they're not worried about it.
Yeah.
At least they can get a good night's sleep tonight. Do you get me? Because he knows in the weeks, especially before he passes, because he sometimes went missing for a few wee days.
Yeah.
You know, not all the time now, but there was a few occasions when you were out, driving about, trying to locate him.
I always got him.
I know, because I feel like he was like, shit, there's my man. It's the eyeballs rolling in his head. A joint comedy there. I'm actually serious.
That's so true.
Like the drugs, it got too much for him, and the addictions got too much for him, and then you were giving him out too much money, and then that caused disagreements, and then you were, you know, like, son, you need to stop being out with them people, you know, your head's being put away, and you need to try your best to settle yourself, and maybe have a wee look at getting a proper job, and have a look at getting back and doing some courses, and because these are things that he was interested in, wasn't it? And they were the things that you were trying to encourage him with.
Yeah.
Because he knows this. I feel like he maybe didn't get to see his dad too much. So do you understand there would have been a big connection?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that put his head away. And he showed me sometimes he maybe used that part of his addiction to cover up his feelings about what he was going through with his daddy.
Yeah.
And the feelings of the loss of his daddy.
Yeah. Exactly. His thoughts.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he's just saying here, Mommy, I am okay. I'm okay. He says, everything is peaceful now. He says, I'm not battling this anymore.
I was battling. Same.
Just right, no more battles. He says, everything's good.
Yeah.
And he said, you tell me, Mommy, I am sorry for everything that I put you through. He says, and you'll be thinking later on, he's nothing to say sorry for, and he knows that, but he knows the guilt that you're carrying, so he has to tell you that. So do you know it's the right storyline?
Right. The guilt.
I know. And he just went, no more. So, and you've obviously other young children, they need your priority and your attention and focus. Your son will always be your number one.
Yeah.
Always be your number one. You know, he's not your baby as such, because you have younger one, but he is your baby.
Yeah.
And he's just saying, he doesn't even want me to leave you. He just wants to keep going, and because I can feel other loved ones trying to, they're all over there going, love, love. And I'm saying, you don't have to wait a minute. But your son's like, no, wait. And I said, don't be worrying. That's okay. He just went, tell her I like her haircut.
I have extensions out.
What have you got extensions?
I've always had extensions, but I'm about we might know.
Aye. So you get that then. So you like your haircut. So obviously because you've got your extensions right. But you suited, by the way, your hair looks healthy. I think he's done amazing, hasn't he? I think he has done amazing. I feel like you have changed the room around, if that's okay to say.
I have.
Yeah, he's alright with that.
Because it took me a long time.
I know, naturally. But he's alright, he just says it's okay. You've redecorated, you know, you've let go of the bed, you've done, and he's just like,
but
it's okay.
stuff's still there.
No, I didn't say all this, no, I didn't say it's all away. I didn't say, you know, you'll obviously keep things, belongings, absolutely, because they're his. But he knows the room itself has been changed. And he's acknowledging that. And he's just saying, you see, he's still in that house, he'll still be with us all. He really will. He's been waiting so much to get this message to you. So again, this must be another son that you haven't had a message from, and that's his way of connecting in. Can I leave you there, and please let that burden now be lifted, and have a real lovely, peaceful Christmas. And I hope that gives you a bit of comfort. Thank you very much.